You know, notice the curves and the different angles here. Still, if you just take away the black and white and maybe make it all black, now it looks much more like the DualShock 4. But you notice the general curvature, specifically around the outside in particular, it's quite different. The joysticks are now also housed completely in the controller. You know, the round plastic circle things that hold them in are no longer lower than the middle of the controller itself, like hanging over. Very interesting. I think the slickest thing is the light now on the sides of the touchpad. That is super nice. Full disclosure though, before we move on, if you guys watch our Friday news show videos, you probably know I'm a sucker for tech, especially clean white tech like this, so yeah, I am into this design. I have no real horse in the console war race, but I do like this look. I do wonder how well that white finish will hold up over time though, you know, with greasy, nasty Mountain Dew hands, you never know. But other white controllers do fine, so it might not be a big deal. But again, I do really wonder about the ergonomics here, the shape, the kind of rounder, more curved shape. Sony said it has been tested on a wide variety of hands and is optimized, but of course, only time will tell when we actually have it in our hands. That type of stuff you can't make judgment on until you hold it. I also think it's funny we've immediately seen people bringing up the PS3 Boomerang prototype. Like, hell yeah, dude, this is probably the closest we'll get to that. I don't know. I was a fan of that. Also, shout out to @Steadicam on Twitter who tweeted this at me. It's kind of got like an Avengers Endgame Stark time travel suit thing going on. Very curious to hear what you guys in the comments have to say about this controller overall. Anyways, moving on, you can see it is charged and connected via USB-C, aka the best USB port. This is something that we've already kind of known, but it's nice to actually see it here in action still. The share button looks like this now, although Sony points out that it's no longer the share button, but the create button. Okay, it will have the same share button features, as well as new stuff Sony simply hinted at that they'll talk about more at a later time. Now take a look at the triggers here. Definitely a change, but you know, not really an overhaul. Still doesn't look quite like a full enough trigger if you ask me, but in this news post, Sony outlined what they briefly mentioned in the past. These triggers, L2 and R2, will have adaptive triggers built in so you can, and I quote, truly feel the tension of your actions, like when drawing a bow to shoot an arrow. That sounds kind of cool and innovative, like they resist how much you can push them for certain points. Sony also reiterated